Valtteri, first time we've spoken to you since the news that you are the official third driver for Williams in 2012. Much more so than 2011, because you're not racing, you're just preparing to drive and probably to race for Williams. We hope in 2013. So tell us about the decision not to race this year, first of all. A difficult one to make in some respects, I guess.
We thought about it really long, and there was some different opportunities for racing this season. But in the end, together, me, my management, and the team decided that this would be the best for me to not race and completely focus 100% on the Formula One. I will travel all the races, all the tests, and we'll just learn as much as I can. And I will do also 15 Friday sessions this season, and that's always 1.5 hour session just before the race weekend. So we'll get some mileage. So I think this is the best solution.
But for somebody so young and at this stage of your career, and you won the GP3 championship last year, it must be frustrating not to be racing this year. So what is your year going to be like beyond all the work you'll be doing in F1? What are you going to do on the off weekends? What are you going to be doing when your buddies are out there racing?
Yeah, I'm sure I will miss racing. That's for sure. I've raced since I was 6 years old. That's when I drove my first race with a go-kart. So but I think I will be still busy enough. I will be, like I said, in all the races, all the tests, and also some media work for the team, and loads of simulator driving at the Williams factory between the races. So I'm pretty sure I will not get bored. And always, if there's a free weekend, nothing to do, there's always then there's time for good training sessions, and maybe time to go back to Finland for a few days or something like that. So I'm sure I will not get bored.
Well, speaking of Finland, a small country with a great Formula One heritage, Keke Rosberg, Mika Häkkinen, Kimi Räikkönen, we know all the names. Tell us a little bit about your early childhood. You said you raced karts at the age of 6. How did that come about, and how big an influence did the success of those world champions have on your thinking?
My racing career actually started basically by an accident. We were just me and my father going to a town, and we saw that there was a go-kart Finnish championship race going on, and we went to watch it. And I saw that, wow, I really try one go-kart, and then finally 1 year after I managed to try one, and that was it immediately. So I was asking my father every day after he stopped his work to go driving, and I just drove, even if it's snowing or raining, whatever. I drove a lot. And
obviously you had a natural talent even at that young age. Tell us about your parents. Any athletic background to their lives?
No motorsport background at all in my family. My father was an athlete. He was a 800-meter runner when he was younger, but no motorsport. But they really, when they saw that I really love racing and I was really enjoying it, they gave all the support they could give me, and also financially, my father put always everything he could for me to race with karts, and I'm really thankful for them for that, to giving me the chance.
Finland also known for its great rally drivers. From your point of view, it was always racing?
Yeah. I have tried once actually a proper rally car, but for me the thing is just racing with other cars, other people. That makes some extra excitement in there. So and I think the F1 cars are probably on a circuit the quickest cars in the world, I think. So that's also an excitement.
You say that you love the racing and the competition, which is very understandable. Tell us about 6 years old, the first time you drove a kart. What was it that you loved about that feeling? What was it that drew you to this as your life?
Definitely the speed in the first place. That was when I felt the speed first time. Yeah, that was it. But of course, when you go forward, you get used to the speed, and then you just want more and more, bigger cars, bigger engines. and here we are now on the road to F1. So
amazing words to say. Tell us a little bit about your association with Didier Cotton and, of course, Mika Häkkinen.
Yeah, Didier Cotton, he was a manager of Mika Häkkinen, and also one of our managers is Toto Wolff. And all these three guys, they've been helping me since 2008 season, and yeah, it's a really good relationship so far. It's great to have Mika on board as well, and he always gives good tips and advices. So also without these guys, I definitely wouldn't be here, as the costs started to come up when moving to single seaters from former Renault onwards. It was impossible to do it just with me and my father. So
what were you doing in 2008 when you met Mika and Didier?
I just had finished my first season in Formula Renault, and yeah, I did the Formula Renault Northern European Cup. Yeah, I did it with the Finnish team, Korhonen brothers. One season in that one, and I finished third.
How did they come to notice you at that point, finishing third in a relatively obscure championship? Obscure is probably not the right word, but a relatively unknown championship, finished third. How did that contact come about with Didier and Mika?
Yeah, just suddenly got a call from Mika Häkkinen, the guy who I used to follow when I was a small kid, and when he won the World Championships 98, 99, I was just looking up and, well, that's what I want to be someday. And then he just called me and he said he would like to meet me, and I said of course, that would be great, and we met. And then some time went forward. I started to race without yet signing with them in 2008 Formula Renault Euro Cup, and the season started well. I won some races, and in the end I won the championship, and that's actually when we came to the deal with them. So winning the Formula Renault Euro Cup championship was the thing what I needed at that point.
It's almost like a dream for a young driver to get that phone call. What do you think it was that made Mika pick up the phone to you and make that call? Have you ever asked him?
Actually, I haven't asked him. I should maybe, but I would guess maybe he saw some kind of talent in me, and I could have a chance to get to F1, and maybe not just to win the World Championship one day. That's the main goal. And yeah, I think Mika also, he was kind of maybe looking for another Finn who could go through. So I hope he saw the talent in me.
Well, Terry, you had a very good end of season last year in GP3, drove for a very good team, but for a while out there, the first few races, it looked to be tough. Tell us about those moments in terms of your own self-confidence and the work that you had to put in to make and turn that season around.
Yeah, it was the toughest season of my career so far, because after the halfway of the season I was, I think, 11th on the championship, and that was the championship I really needed to win to get forward in my career. So just, yeah, we were working really hard with my teammates and with the team to get the car better, and then finally we found some solutions, and we started to make some proper results, and then the second half of the season was just mega. Out of 4 last race weekends, I've won 4 races, so that was really good, but really tough.
And tough also because you were racing your teammate, who's not slow, James Calado.
We had a great battle with James Calado until the very last race weekend in Monza, so was really tight.
How confident are you, if you can quantify confidence in your ability to get into a Formula One car when you're given the chance and race it at the limit, at the car's limit?
I'm really confident about that. I think when I tested the car, Formula One car, properly first time in last November in Abu Dhabi, I saw that it should be no problem. I definitely, if I just get the chance, I'm sure I can get everything out of the car, and I'm able to cope with all the information what comes in for F1. That's just another level from any other series what I've driven, and yeah, I'm just waiting for that chance, and I'm sure I can prove it.
We non-Finns like to classify the Finns as being incredibly cool, not saying very much, the Iceman, getting on with it, and to some extent Mika and Kimi have been like that. Keki a little bit more outward going perhaps. How would you describe yourself? Would you say you're a typical Finn in your mentality and your approach to racing?
I feel like I'm typical Finnish. I wouldn't say I'm not a different Finnish person. Just I think it's normally we tend not to speak too much. We only speak if we really have something to say, and yeah, that's what I also do. I think sometimes it's just better to be quiet, but I wouldn't say I'm that much different than the others.
Speaking of being quiet, I don't know if you ever saw Mika on television before laps, before qualifying. He'd often do a mental lap in his head, sitting in the car with his eyes shut. Is this something that we're going to see Valtteri Bottas doing?
Well, not maybe in the car. I have used something like that before, but not necessarily in the car. It can be before when you are putting a race suit in a truck or whatever. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, Mika could be accurate to within a couple of tenths of a second on the lap. How accurate are you on your laps?
I've never tested actually. Never tried, but maybe I should find out. Maybe a little bit better than Mika, 1/10.
Kimi Räikkönen coming back into Formula One this year. As a Finn, what impact has that had on your country and the way Formula One is now viewed?
I think it's a big thing for Finland because there's been quite a few years pretty quiet. There's been only Heikki Kovalainen and with not the point scoring car, so definitely it's a big boost for Formula One in Finland and everyone is more interested. So, and for me it's also great to see again Kimi behind the wheel because I know I've seen what he can do behind the wheel, and I'm sure he will do fine.
Well, Terry, finally, Kimi tried some NASCAR, some nationwide, some trucks. He's tried rallying, and Finns are known for their versatility. I know you're not racing this year, but how much is there a part of you that would like to be doing lots of other stuff? And what would you like to be doing if it was a perfect world and you were free to race, to drive, whatever you could do this year?
If I could race whatever I could beside F1, I would do definitely GP2 championship because they have also the same tire brand Pirelli, and I've heard the characteristic is really the same and they act like same. The wear is pretty much the same, so that would be the championship to be. It's really tough championship and you would learn the tires as well, and it's a quick car, not so far away from F1 car, but unfortunately that's just impossible with the time schedule. All the European races are at same time, same weekend, so it's not possible.